Hey everybody, this is Videobob from Bob's Prop Shop, and I'm sitting inside my DeLorean time machine replica. Turn on the old time circuits there. Wanted to address something that just recently came to my attention. Somebody very important to me sent me a message telling me that they feel that some people are sometimes getting confused that maybe I'm giving the impression that our cars are screen used, or that the way things are worded, that might leave that false impression. That's very important to me because I always tell people that we build our cars. When someone asks, which is one of the most common questions that pop up, is this the car from the movie? I say, no, we built it. Now, sometimes I'll joke around and they'll say, who built this car? And I'll say, some crazy wild-eyed scientist who lives behind a Burger King built it in his garage, and everyone will laugh. But I never tell anyone that our cars are screen used or were used in the movie. And I always instruct the people who buy my cars or whenever we're renting them to never tell anyone that the car was used in the film. For those of you that don't know, there were about 5 or 6, depending on how you want to look at it, but there were only a few cars that were built for the 3 films. The surviving cars, or the A car that was used for the main filming scenes, is at the Peterson Museum on loan from Universal Studios. It was on the Universal tour for a while. Now it's at the Peterson Museum in Beverly Hills as of this recording. There was one car that was from Part 3 that was sold to a private party. I think everybody knows the O'Sheas, or the Shays, rather. I say O'Sheas, sorry. They're not from Ireland. No, Bill Shea bought the car at auction. Dizzy DeSantos had restored the car. It's a long story. But anyway, that's the only car in private hands that was used in the movie. There was another car that was hit by the train. It was pieced together. It was on the ceiling of the Planet Hollywood in Honolulu. I don't know if it's still there. There was some screen-used parts from that car that was put on a car in Tunica, Mississippi at the Hollywood Casino. But basically, the bottom line is, the screen-used car, if you want to see it, is at the Peterson Museum right now. Anyone who has a DeLorean time machine replica other than Bill Shea with his Part 3 car, Bill and his son Patrick, is lying to you if they tell you they have an official car or a screen-used car or a licensed car. There is no such thing. I know that there's a couple of other owners out there and builders who have said these things, and it infuriates me. I have so much respect for Bob Gale, who wrote this film, who I like to consider a friend, who has given me his written personal endorsement in the past and has entrusted me to make sure that I don't ever let the car or his film be misrepresented. I talked to the licensing department at Universal Studios, and they instructed me some things such as not using the Back to the Future logo, clips from the movie, screenshots, music, and I avoid those things. And I've always called the car the DeLorean time machine. But even Bob mentioned to me just recently, he says, sometimes if you say the DeLorean time machine, this can confuse people into thinking it is the DeLorean time machine. So from now on, I will only refer to our car or cars as the Bob's Prop Shop DeLorean time machine replica. I will always add that in there. I don't want there to be any confusion. I apologize to anybody who ever thought that was the case. I don't think anybody has. But the problem is there are some crusty owners and builders out there who lie to people. There's a video of a girl who I just saw showing off a DeLorean time machine in England from this, I forget the name of the dealership, but they're telling people that it's an official car, that it's the real car. I see this sometimes at car museums and things. This infuriates me. And quite frankly, being the narcissist that I am, I like taking credit for the fact that we built this car. I built this car with these hands, with my crew, with my guys at my shop. We build these cars ourselves. We put our name on it. There's another builder who builds cars. He puts his name all over the car. It's ridiculous. Puts his phone number on it. It's really sad and pathetic, I gotta say. But anyway, I wanted to address this personally, not in text, in video, from the horse's mouth, just in case there are any confusion in the future. That's why I'm posting this video, and I want to share it with you now. So that's just what I wanted to say about it. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to Bob's Prop Shop on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And this is what we do. We build not only DeLorean time machine replicas, but also replicas of the Ghostbusters car, the A-Team van, RoboCop's police car, the Scarface's Cadillac, Knight Rider, the Blues Brothers, all of our favorite cars and stuff from the 80s and the 90s and just all that cool stuff. But my favorite of all time is always going to be Back to the Future. So thank you, Bob Gale, Robert Zemeckis, for making the greatest films of all time. Thank you, Kevin Pike and Mike Chaffee and his crew for putting this together. Thank you, Andrew Probert and Ron Cobb for coming up with the designs and the concepts and all the other people who helped make Back to the Future, the DeLorean Time Machine, and the props. My buddy Dangerous Bob, my close friend Bob Wyden, who worked on all those other props. So thank you to all those people. They, as a prop builder, as a professional prop builder, I would never disrespect someone else who works so hard to build something like this and then try to take the credit for it. Nothing pisses me off worse than someone doing that to me, and I would never do that to them. So I want to make sure that there's no misunderstandings. All right, thanks for watching my video on Videobob. Check me out, Bob Prop Shop. Thanks.